Sup, girl? How you living?
Yeah, I'm good. How you hanging?
I am hanging low and slow, baby. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
Low and slow. Well, that's just how we roll.
Like a piece of meat in a crock pot.
Exactly, baby. Well, hello, everyone.
And here we are. Oh, God. We're doing it again.
We're doing it again. This is episode
Mm.
45. Bam.
Damn.
We're nearly at 50, baby.
It still feels like episode 3.
I know, it just feels like we've just begun our journey.
I suppose in the grand scheme of podcasting, we still
We're still babies.
are.
Yeah.
But, for those keeping track, we have taken it to the next level and incorporated some video into our episodes. And so now everyone can see my face for radio, Gemma's face for fame. And yeah, here we are.
My hungover face. You see me drinking tea? Oh, yeah. Really living
Because
it
you're
up now.
Because you're hungover and tea is the magic cure-all for everything, right?
Yeah, I've also got water
2.
and Dr. Pepper Zero.
3 beverages. Yep,
So,
as you do.
Yeah, you have to. That's the rule.
3 beverages. A
Free
fizzy, a
bev.
warm, and a cold.
Yes, exactly.
This is Talking Shit with a Yank and a Brit, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're doing here. I'm the Yank, she's the Brit.
Yep.
We've just swapped accents for this one.
Yep. Someday we'll have to figure out how to superimpose your audio onto my video.
That could be a challenge.
So our mouths won't match, but it'll still sound like I have a British accent, like bad dubbing.
Maybe we should try, say, or mouth, hello, I'm the Brit.
Do you want me to do it on the count of 3?
Yeah. 1,
Okay.
2, 3. Hello, I'm the Brit.
That felt real natural and like we nailed it for sure.
It felt good to me. Felt good. Felt good.
How are you doing aside from being hungover?
Yeah, I'm okay. I've had a really mental week. It's been very busy with lots of different things and stuff and crap and, things. I'm quite glad it's over, to be honest. It's been
Anything
mentally
you care to
heavy.
share? Yeah.
Just obviously work, that happens because I have to do that. And then I've had lessons and doing stuff behind the scenes with that. Also had a little showcase for potential spot at Glastonbury.
Woo!
Which I think was consuming my mind more than I realised.
Yeah.
Kept having anxiety dreams about it and stuff. But it went well, so that was good. But then also had gigs to do as well, and went out last night and got very drunk. So
It sounds like it was well earned at least.
Maybe I needed a little blowout.
Yep.
How are you? How was your week?
Good. I don't even really remember, but busy-ish with work. I did a closet purge yesterday, which was really necessary because I hate all my clothes, and a lot of it was just work wear that I don't need anymore because I don't leave my house, and just was getting sick of looking at my full closet of things I hated.
Yeah.
So did that, and hung out, did not go blow off steam because I don't leave my house. um, yeah,
Little hermit.
uh, yeah, pretty
It
much.
feels nice doing that though, doesn't it? I did it the other week. I've got literally outside the door, actually, I've got a bin bag full of clothes that I'm going to take to the charity shop. And I've been meaning to do this for years and never do it, but I sorted my clothes into like summer and winter and put the ones I don't need in a big like Ziploc
A
bag
bin.
under my
Yeah,
bed. So,
nice.
and now I can actually fit stuff in my wardrobe. Because before I was like,
Yeah.
get in there, shut the door. Now I can.
And where's the one thing that I haven't seen in 6 months, but I can't find because my shit's too jam packed?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah, nice.
yeah, it does feel good to do that. The other frustrating thing is like I still hate the clothes I kept, and I
Mm,
would like to get new clothes, but I hate everything that's out there. I think we've bitched about this
yeah.
before, and it's just like it's gotten better. I think there's less mesh now,
Yeah, there is less mesh.
but it's still very 90s kind of like just like, ooh, let me put on this like sack with these big shoes.
Yeah, last night all the girls were wearing like wide leg jeans and corsets.
I'm
And I was
kind of
like,
into that. I like wide leg jeans. That's
I do
cool.
as well. But I was just like, dude,
The corsets now.
the effort. Like, I was like,
Mm,
I was in
mhm,
trainers and
mhm.
jeans and a shirt because I was like, I can't be fucked to get dressed up. Damn, the effort.
I think some additional context about that is many under 20-year-olds, right? Where you were at.
Yeah, we were at an 18th birthday party. Um, Also ended up going to Wetherspoons after the party. So,
I fucking love Wetherspoons.
dude, it was. Look, have you been to the one in Tunbridge Wells?
I might have years ago. I know where it's at. I can't. I want to say no, but I bet Nigel will listen to this and be like, "Yes, you fucking have, you dumb cow."
Yeah, probably. Um, if not, well, I'll take you there because I'm obsessed with it because it's the most incredible opera house building.
Yeah.
Like you walk in and it's insane. And I decided last night in my drunken state to make it my goal in life to reinstate that building for its natural purpose and be a theatre again and not a fucking Wetherspoons. It was literally full to the brim of like teenagers, all wearing the same outfits. It was really weird. Like
Mhm.
they
Mhm.
all looked exactly the same. Um, and yeah, it was. We felt very old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but it's
can
cheap.
you like
So
describe what Wetherspoons kind of is?
yeah,
Because I know it as like a very cheap place, right? And it's
yeah,
like a chain. It's in every town. Blah blah blah. And I think it takes over buildings that are kind of historic, right?
yeah. It really fucking does. So yeah, it's a pub chain. As Kate said, it's got one in every town, but it's super cheap. Um, you can get like, well, in the place we were in before, like a round was costing us 45 quid.
Mhm.
And then when we went there, the round was 17 quid. So it was like, damn.
That's why the youths were there.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why we weren't there when we were younger, because it's you can get
Right.
pissed right up really cheap. Um, but yeah, in this particular one, it's in an opera house, and it's like still like yeah, the most incredible theatre with like all the um,
Yeah.
gold
Architecture and
trim and
like
architecture, and it's still got the stage and all the rigging, and it's the most incredible building. And it's just like I can't believe this is being used as a fucking
yeah.
teenage pub. That's my heart.
That's why I believe I haven't been there because I feel like I would remember that, but
Yeah.
that's not the only Weatherspoons. Or I've been in another Weatherspoons. I think it was in Eastbourne, and it used to be like the historic train station or
Oh,
something.
really?
Like it was a and not probably not doesn't sound as cool as the one you described, but like a cool building. And it's
Mm.
just like this big ass, you know, bar now.
Yeah, that's it. It's a real shame, but I mean, yeah, I guess maybe they have the money to keep these buildings alive, which is maybe a good thing. But also, if you go to the actual theatre in Tunbridge Wells, it's absolute dog shit. It's like the most driest, just
Mm,
horrible fucking building in the world. And I'm like,
mhm.
literally around the corner, you have like the most incredible theatre that could be used. Like, just swap them.
Yeah, they should have swapped them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Um,
go. Rant
be
over.
well, I thought it'd be a little funny to just, make fun of your hangover a little bit. Uh,
Okay.
this meme says, "I don't need another drink," said not me last night. Was that you?
Yep. We even got home and everyone went to bed, and I was like, "No, I want to party. Everybody, we got to party." This is my new drunk alter ego. I'm like, "I like to party. Everybody, let's get down." I don't know why I'm like an Eastern European
I was
lady. I
just
don't
gonna
know.
say you're clearly Russian,
Yep.
Belarus, Ukraine, something.
I don't know what happened, but she came out.
Also, hangover, noun, a painful reminder that you are not, in fact, as young as you used to be.
Very true, yeah. Yeah.
And one last one. I'm not saying I have a hangover, but I can hear light right now.
That was this morning, yeah, for sure. I was like,
You're
"Why
like,
is
oh
the
God, I
sun
can hear
doing
light.
things?"
Well, hopefully it, you know, gets over swiftly and that you can have like some semblance of a Sunday, an Easter
Yeah.
Sunday. I think, if anything, Jesus died for our sins so that you could have a hangover today. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's the purpose of Easter.
Exactly, and over here we also have bank holidays on the Friday and the Monday, so I've got an extra day to
Lucky?
recover. So
Lucky.
sorry, you haven't got that. I'm
That's okay.
surprised.
I mean,
I thought you really liked Jesus
it's
over there.
interesting.
Clearly not.
We do, and it's interesting because where I used to practice, where we used to live in Iowa, the county did observe at least one of the days. I don't know if it was the Friday or the Monday.
Hmm.
And I remember coming here and working for the county because the state didn't, and I worked for the state. Um, and then coming here, I was like, oh yeah, I get that sweet, sweet Easter holiday. No, sure don't.
Yeah,
Nope.
you don't get that. No, you're not
Um,
allowed.
no, and it's weird because it's like we're supposed to hate Jesus if we're government officials, but like not all of them do. But then we also really love Jesus and like acknowledge it. And I don't,
That's very
don't get me
confusing.
started. Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
We're
Well,
a country of contradictions, and we contain multitudes of contradictions.
yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, at least Jesus has risen again today.
hmm
Have you eaten any chocolates? Any Easter eggs?
No, we didn't.
No.
We're like I bought the biggest bag of mini eggs, Cadbury mini eggs you could ever imagine from the
Mm,
bulk store that we have here.
nice.
Um, and that was like 2 months ago, and we
Oh.
finished them.
Well, you had an early Easter.
So
It's fine.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Did you celebrate Easter as a kid or like observe it in any way?
Mm, no, not really. Not. I did at school because I think we
Mm,
spoke about this before. Went to like a Church of England primary school.
yeah.
So you'd have, you go to church and do some sort of service.
Yeah.
And obviously do like Easter egg hunts and things like that. Used to do that in the garden at home actually when we were younger. But other than that, no, not really. Just eat a load of chocolate.
Yeah. I mean, Easter candy, in my opinion, is of like the better candy. I don't know why. I guess I'm drawn to
Mm.
bunny and Easter egg shaped things. I really do like Cadbury's mini eggs.
They taste different, I
Um,
think, Easter eggs.
you mean just like when it's shaped like one?
Yeah. I don't know why.
Oh, I would agree with that. Yeah,
It must be how they temper the chocolate. I don't know, but it tastes different.
probably.
I like it.
Yeah. Um, so much like I think I talked to you about how we didn't celebrate Halloween and like kind of the other things that are traditional for kids. we didn't really do. My parents like told us there was no Easter bunny and stuff, but they still did give us Easter baskets, which was kind of cool. And we had, I think I did like an Easter egg hunt or two when I was younger, but church was like the primary thing if we did anything. And then we'd probably have like Easter dinner, which always was ham. And I don't know why.
Hmm.
Um, but I did
I think
learn
it'd be chicken.
today. Yeah, I don't know, but I did
Mm.
learn because I am now suddenly very into this, like, what is today, you know?
Yeah.
And since it is Easter and Easter is a rotating or a shifting holiday, right?
Yeah.
But it also is National Baked Ham with Pineapple Day.
Oh,
So that
interesting.
seems fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe your mum
Um,
knew that,
yeah, but it
and
would
she's
only
just baking some
be
ham.
March 31st for the ham day. So it's like the once every however many
Oh,
years
okay.
Easter
Yeah,
aligns with this day is like a really special day, I think.
yeah. Double special. Baked
Yep.
ham and Easter Day.
Did you know that it's also National Crayons Day?
National Crayons Day.
Like crayons,
Oh,
coloring.
crayons.
Yeah.
Cool. Have you drawn any pictures to
No.
celebrate?
Nope.
No.
I actually do have crayons though.
Do you?
I
Why?
maybe we'll do that later.
Yeah. I'd like you to draw me a nice Easter bunny with your crayons
Okay.
that we can. God, a pigeon nearly flew into the window then. Um, we can post
I
on
was wondering what
social
you're
media.
looking at. It's
It's
like,
like, what the
what's happening?
fuck? Okay,
I'll make
well,
you a shrinky dink with a rabbit.
that would be fun, yeah, and a
Oh, I
crayon.
gotta make you another thing too for like our podcast cover. I'll have Nigel bring it over when he goes to
Oh,
visit.
yes, please. That'd be lovely.
I'll try to make several, and you can give them to our adoring fans.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well. Some people were interested to see you on our little
What do you
clips.
mean?
Just like
Oh,
people from over here that don't know you. And
and they're like,
like,
"Hut,
yeah, they were like, "Ugh,
that's her."
I don't know how you know her because she's vile. No.
Who let her out?
Yeah, it's funny because, like, obviously people must build up a image in their head of what they think you're going to look like. And
Not what they're expecting then.
I can't remember who it was. They were like, I thought that she was going to look like you. It was like, no, we're not twins. Like, it doesn't work like
We
that.
are. Lindsay Lohan Parent Trap. That was based on our life, actually, guys.
Separated at birth, actually, yeah.
Yep. Hmm. That's
Yeah,
funny.
I know it's
I
good,
mean,
isn't
there
it?
is a picture of us as
Mm,
our like cover
yeah,
for our
on
podcast.
the podcast.
Yeah.
Idiot.
No, it's okay. Well, I'm sorry if I disappointed many if they thought I was going to be like gorgeous supermodel. Nope, I look like Nosferatu and Gollum had a baby.
And what was the woman the other week? Joan.
Oh, and Joan Cusack, yeah.
You don't look like any of those things.
Okay.
You're
Um,
gorgeous. Just accept
thanks.
it. Uh,
Did you guys also have your daylight savings?
yeah, that happened last night.
How'd that impact your evening?
Well, I was very shocked when we got home and it was 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, what's
Hmm.
happened here? But
Did we
daylight
lose a
saving.
whole hour?
Yeah. What's going on? And that's why I was like, let's keep partying. It's not actually 3 o'clock in the morning, guys. No, I'm having it.
It's time is fake.
Yeah, it's all a concept that we have made up. Oh my gosh.
I thought it was funny when I was looking at my like what is today list.
Hmm.
Instead of just saying it's like British daylight savings time, they said it was British summertime begins.
Yeah, that's what they call it here as well. Weird,
March
isn't it?
31st, British summertime
Yeah,
begins.
I
Okay.
don't. Not quite there yet. You know, things are sprouting. We have had like 2 days of nice weather, which has been
Mm,
quite a shock to the system, let me tell you. And the air does smell like spring. You know, when you get that
mm.
change and it smells
Yes.
different. So that's nice.
I find the sun hits different too when
Mm,
it starts to get closer and the days start to get longer. I'm just like the sun
feels
feels different.
warm.
Yeah.
So good.
Um
I love it.
well, I'm happy that we're back on our normal time difference because like it was just getting too much for me to try to like figure out the time change with that hour shorten. I couldn't do it. My brain didn't
No.
work because I'm just a stupid woman.
Yeah, duh. Google doesn't give you those answers, so no.
No,
No.
I don't know what that is. I'm failing almost everything.
Just got a case of the hysterias, you know?
And the troubles.
The troubles we have.
Oh, you'll like this.
Okay.
It is also my high school sweetheart, Ewan McGregor's birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, Ewan. Did you get him a
Yeah.
present?
You know, after he sent me the cease and desist letter from years past, I
Had to
haven't because I don't
refrain.
want to get sued. uh,
Oh, that's really sad.
yeah, well,
Didn't he like
it
the
was a he.
hair and toenails that you sent him then?
He did up until a point, but I think like I
Mm.
dumped him and he never got over it.
Oh,
So
pathetic.
yeah, it's really actually just I know it's all a show, but whatever.
He'll come round, you know.
Yeah, one day. Um, but yeah, I think I've told you about this, that like my junior high and early high school years were pretty dedicated to him and his craft.
How much
What?
dedication are you talking here?
Like I had a little notebook that had like pictures printed off and pasted into it and like on my wall. So like kind of normal stuff. I tried to watch every single movie that I could get my hands on at the
Mm.
Blockbuster that I had no business watching. And I wrote a little fan fiction where he and I became mates. We didn't like there's a big age difference, so I think even at that age I wasn't like obviously I'm not going to like date Ewan McGregor in my fan fiction, but we became
Duh.
friends.
That's really nice. I like that you kept it realistic even in your fucking fan fiction.
I couldn't even I was like this would never happen even if I was older, he was younger, so we're just going to be friends.
Oh god. Did
Yeah.
you see I had a similar thing with Justin Timberlake, obviously. He was my go-to.
Mm,
In his little shows recently where NSYNC reunited for a few songs. It's
I
very
did see that.
exciting. A lot of people are hating on Justin Timberlake at the moment because of the Britney
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I don't really care. I still love him.
I mean, he's like the only one out of that whole group really that continued to like
Mm,
do well.
yeah. Well, can you blame them? Well, can you blame him?
No.
Really, he's a talented
See, I
guy.
liked JC.
I feel really bad that he didn't go any
Yeah.
further because his voice is superb.
Yeah. No.
Um,
He tried, I'm sure. Didn't work for
yeah,
him.
I think he did release. He did released a couple of songs. I remember having them on my the compilation CDs.
Yeah. Your burn CDs.
Yeah, my mixtapes. Yeah.
Um music. Funny that we're talking about that because I have a story for you about music.
Is it a story of a woman of glory?
It is a story of a woman of glory. Yes. You up for it?
Yes, queen.
All right. All right. So sit back, just get your beverages and take your little hangover and just relax.
Okay, I'm chilling.
We are going to roll on down to Memphis, Tennessee. It is
Mm.
1942. It is March. It
Can I just
is
say
the
Justin
time.
Timberlake comes from Memphis, Tennessee? Just
Oh,
mm,
see, we planned
we
this
know.
whole
We know.
segue into
What a
Woman
beautiful
of Glory
segue.
story. um, but yeah, so March 1942. Around this time, we're seeing Jackie Robinson and Nate Moreland, two black men trying out for baseball. They are trying to get
Okay.
on the White Sox, and they're like the first two. And you've probably heard of Jackie Robinson. I haven't heard of the other guy, but anyway, that time frame.
Yeah.
It's also when President Roosevelt racistly signs an executive order that effectively creates the internment camps that incarcerated over 100,000 Japanese Americans and likely other
Oh,
different Asian nationalities because people don't try to even bother learning more about Asian culture or try to tell the difference between people.
no. Why should we?
Great. And a lot of other shit happened regarding World War II because the reason Roosevelt did that was following the attack on Pearl Harbor.
Yeah. Okay. With you.
So you got it in your mind's eye, kind of the
Paint a
period we're in.
picture. Yeah, I mean, it's all black
Okay.
and white or sepia.
And kind of a bummer a little bit.
Grainy. Yeah, a bit of a bummer. Everyone's
Yeah.
hungry and malnourished from the war.
And what they need is a shining star to, lift their spirits.
Yeah. I think that's very needed, actually, at this time.
So something good happened then.
Tell me
A
more.
little girl was born on March 25th, 1942.
Mm.
Do you know who it was? Any guesses?
No. Princess Diana.
Not even going to try.
No, I got
Who'd you
nothing.
say?
Princess Diana.
Oh, yeah. She was famously from Memphis, wasn't she?
Yes. Let me Beyonce. No, that was too early. Aretha Franklin. Did I guess?
Good job.
Yay! I'm clever.
Yes, you are.
Psychic.
You know stuff. Yep.
Yay!
Yes,
I'm
you're correct.
interested in
Aretha
this.
Louise Franklin was born.
Amazing. Now, I have heard like a podcast about that briefly went over her life, and I believe it was pretty insane, if memory serves me right.
Well, you will have to fill in some of any gaps that I've left because I did talk a little bit about some of the interesting tidbits, but I didn't go into a lot of detail. So yeah, you drop in any little nuggets you want to about that.
Okay, I can't remember much, but yes, I will.
My next question was after I wrote, a little girl was born named Aretha Louise Franklin was, are you familiar? Are you familiar with her?
Yeah, I vaguely know her. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
I
go way
think I've
back.
heard a song or two of hers. So, she was born in Memphis, like I said, and at a really early age, her family moved to New York before settling in Detroit. I'm sure you've heard of Detroit. It's in Michigan, right?
Yeah, Detroit.
Okay. And that's where she spent like a lot of her formative years. She lost her mother at the age of 10, which is a bummer because imagine that happening. But her father was a Baptist minister and an influential civil rights activist. And he was actually known as the man with the $1 million voice because of his like charm and charisma and speaking voice. So sounds like maybe some of that talent runs in the family.
Yeah.
He was also very encouraging of her singing career and like kind of supported her in that venture. And so she would sing at his church. She would have to stand on a little chair so people could see her.
Ah,
She was self-taught piano, which is kind of cool. She just
crazy.
like naturally gifted in that regard. And by the time she lost her mother at the age of 10, she was aspiring to be a gospel singer. Like that was kind of what she was thinking she was going to do with her life. So she joined the choir that traveled around with her father, who went on his speaking engagements for ministry or civil rights, which is kind of cool if you think about it. He's just like they're talking about something, and then he has a little background choir. I don't know, like the muses from Hercules, just kind of
Yeah, it's
singing
amazing.
along.
And so young as well for her. It's just like,
Yep.
I'm a touring choir girl now.
Yeah. And I bet, like, of course, like her father was the minister or the person who kind of led this thing, but like she also was probably really, really good. And so, you can't even be mad at her, right? Like people are going to be like, nepotism, it's her dad. But also she's like really good.
Yeah, her mum was a singer as well, I think.
Oh. So just fully like from both sides of the spectrum, getting those genes of
Getting
talent.
all
I
the
wish I,
skills.
yeah. Um, so one time while they were in California for something with her father, they met a young Sam Cooke. Are you familiar with him?
Yes, I am indeed.
I am asking this because it's a really dumb question, listeners at home. Gemma is very musically inclined and knows a lot about music. So, um, what I didn't know was that he also started off in like the gospel music world. And he had a group called the Soul Stirrers.
Ooh, solely. I
Yep.
did not know
But
that.
he ultimately left to pursue a career in secular pop music. One of my favorite songs by him is You Send Me. And
Mm,
another popular one is Good Times and Bring It On Home to Me and
yeah.
Chain Gang and
He's got
What
some
a Wonderful
crackers.
World. Yeah, he's a really good
Yeah.
singer. I was listening to some of his music as I was writing this, and I was like, yeah,
Damn.
good.
Yeah, he's
hmm
good.
So they followed his career pretty closely after meeting, and this is my own spin on this. I believe he kind of became an inspiration for her because she ultimately started considering pursuing a music career outside of the gospel,
Right.
genre,
Yeah.
um, which is great because that benefits us in the world. Um, if she had just exclusively been like, I'll just be a gospel singer, who knows what
Mm,
we would know about Aretha.
yeah. Would we have even heard
Um,
her amazing voice?
right, right. I mean, I think
Mm.
there probably are some, I couldn't name any, like somewhat famous or notable exclusively gospel singers, but fuck if I know.
Oh, I don't either, really. Not my scene.
Um, yeah, me neither. Though, so we think of Aretha as the Queen of Soul. She's been given that title, and rightly so because I mean, she's earned it, right? Um,
Hmm.
but this is where her kind of crazy life, or at least some of her childhood, kind of comes in. Is that I think it'd be kind of hard to become the Queen of Soul and have such a like powerful, emotional voice that you can kind of really project maybe whatever your life experiences are into because just boring people don't make really interesting things, I suppose,
Yes.
is
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
trying to say.
Hmm.
At the age of 12, she had her first kid.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah. I wondered if you were going to say that.
Yeah, like what was I doing at the age of 12 other than probably putting on my jelly sandals and running around outside getting fucking dirty, Like
Yeah, man. Fucking 12. That is,
at the age of 15 she had her second. So
mate.
she's fully a mom before she even
At the age of 15,
graduates high
she's got
school.
2
Y-
kids.
Yeah.
It's fucked up,
Um
really.
and I didn't find a lot of detail on this, but she for many years said that this person that she went to school with named Clarence Burke was the father of at least one of her children, right?
Hmm.
But after her death, like some of her belongings, some of her writings were found, and one was considered a handwritten will, where she identified someone named Edward Jordan as the father of definitely, I think, her second oldest, but also both kids. Really, this is where it wasn't
Wow.
entirely clear, but what I gathered is he was actually the father of both kids. And not a lot is known about him, but in a biography written in 2014, it said Franklin was decidedly unimpressed by Edward Jordan and described him as a player. And in the document that was found, it said that he should never, underlined twice, receive or handle any money belonging to her children because he was never involved.
Fair. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
God, it's crazy, though. Such a fucking young age. Like, it does make me wonder whether it was entirely.
Consensual. Well,
Yeah.
I couldn't find how old he was, but my guess is probably not.
It's got to be sort of coerced in some kind of way.
Well, I
You
mean, if
even
she was
sexually
12 and he
aware at
was
that age? Do you know what I mean? I fucking
no,
wasn't.
no. Yeah, my guess is he probably wasn't another 12-year-old. I'm guessing he was probably an adult. So,
Mm.
but I don't know. If people know about this, write in and let us know.
Yeah.
So like I had said, 12 and 15, having 2 kids, that could not have been easy.
No.
I don't think her dad was super thrilled with it either. But
No,
her
probably not.
grandmother, her sisters, I mean, no, I don't think most parents would be, right?
No.
But her grandmother and her sisters helped take care of the kids, and they were all still very supportive of her pursuing her career in music.
Mm-hmm.
And so she began, at some point recording gospel songs at the local record label, and her father was her manager, and he was pushing her like, we could probably do better on a bigger scale. They turned down an offer with Motown Records and pursued
What?
Columbia Records. I know, I was like, fucking
Whoa.
Motown Records. You turned that down.
Yeah.
But
Fucking hell.
I mean, they wanted to see if they could get the big time, so they went to Columbia and they gave her an audition, and John Hammond was, like, I guess the guy, and he was
Yeah.
blown away by her and signed a contract with her when
Crazy.
she was 18. Yeah.
Fuck.
So she went to New York. She did, her family's like, we got your kids, come visit. We'll take care of them. We'll bring them to you. Go pursue your dreams. And so she did. This led to her first single, which came out in 1960. Today I Sing the Blues is the song, which I'm not familiar with. I went
I'm
and
not
listened to
either,
a couple
actually.
of them, but I hadn't heard that one.
Mm.
And then her first album, which featured the single, it was called Won't Be Long. It hit the Billboard Top 100 and peaked at number 7 on the R&B charts. She started performing across the country, putting out new music, and she first earned her title of Queen of Soul by radio personality Purvis Spann during a performance in Chicago.
Mm. Nice.
So got that pretty young.
Yeah.
She appeared on some rock and roll shows. I put that in quotes because I hadn't heard of these. Hollywood A Go-Go and Shindig.
Oh.
Whatever those are.
Hollywood a
Yeah.
Go-Go.
I feel like there's like those music variety shows way back in the day,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
My guess is maybe that's what they were. It was said, though, that she'd never really quite achieved commercial success with Columbia, and John Hammond later said that the label didn't really get, like, her gospel background and maybe missed an opportunity to really kind of, like, develop and explore that further and incorporate it into her music. And so she, her contract expired. She ended up signing with Atlantic, but she left Columbia owing them money because her records didn't sell as well as they expected, which is shitty. It's like,
Whoa.
not my fault, bro.
Yeah. That's your job, actually.
Yeah, exactly. So then, she was with Atlantic. They understood the assignment, wanted to take advantage of her gospel background and incorporate
Good.
that. And they were said to have created many of her peak recordings, which eventually led to, like, a lot of the achievements she received, or, like, accolades she received. But that kind of plateaued, I'll say, and Wikipedia said that her later productions were less impressive, and so she left to start working with other studios after a period of time with Atlantic.
Right.
Is this tracking with what you knew or have heard about her?
From what I can recall, yes. Certainly does. I also want to watch the film Jennifer Hudson one.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it either, but I bet it's pretty good. I mean, and good person to, I think, portray her, because Jennifer Hudson's a pretty incredible singer too.
And apparently Aretha picked her when she was still alive.
Oh, really?
To play her, yeah. What an honor.
Yeah, I was just going to say that would make someone feel pretty good.
Yeah.
This is a funny little aside that I didn't have a ton of information about, but it was interesting. When she was with Fame Studios in Alabama in 1967, she recorded I Never Loved a Man the Way That I Love You, which hit number 1 on R&B and 9 on the Hot 100, but they only spent one day in the studio because a fight broke out between her husband, her manager, the owner of the studio, and a horn player.
Fuck yeah, no. So maybe they're all just arguing about who she was singing about.
Maybe. But even with that, they still released that single and put out an album. She recorded a lot of songs during that time, I think, with different, maybe back with Atlantic, maybe some other like one-offs with different studios. But it was around this time that she modified Otis Redding's Respect. Which you might have heard, I think.
Yeah, I've heard that one. Yeah.
And this is what took her straight to the top. Straight to number 1, baby. Yeah. I mean, it's considered her signature song. It hit #1, and I thought this was kind of cute. Otis Redding admiringly reportedly said, "That little girl done took my song away from me."
Yes, you did. Sorry, Otis.
She did. Sorry. Sorry, man. We still know who you are, though.
Yeah, you're good too.
Um, so at this point, it's 67. She's crushing it. She was named the most successful singer in the nation in 1968. She issued more albums. She had won 2 Grammys and an Académie du Jazz's R&B award. It's French. I wasn't going to bother. Um, you know me.
Yeah.
I wonder if this was on your podcast. I thought it was really interesting and kind of crazy. So in 1969, she became the subject of a criminal impersonation scheme.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, tell me
More like kind of
more.
an innocent victim of it, though.
Right.
So a woman in Florida was performing in venues impersonating Aretha Franklin. And the only reason they became aware of her was because of her rates being a fraction of what Aretha would charge.
Oh,
And
really?
so apparently she was very similar in voice and appearance to Aretha and like fooled a lot of
Mm.
people. But her lawyers, Aretha's lawyers, eventually became like aware of this and contacted the authorities, who uncovered Vicki Jones um, had been performing as Aretha Franklin.
Crazy. She must have
Yeah.
been good to have like people fall for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So
No.
here's what happened. She was obviously like criminally charged. And at the trial, it came out that a man named Lavelle Hardy, who was also a musician, apparently performed with her at one point and was really impressed. That was when she was performing under her own name. And impressed by her, hatched a scheme for profit where he convinced her to come to Melbourne, whatever, it's in Florida, with him to perform as an opener for Aretha. That's what he told her, she said. But when
Right.
she arrived, he said, "You're actually going to be impersonating Aretha Franklin. So I got you down here under this ruse, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that, bro." And he said, "I'll throw you in the bay if you don't."
Oh, it's a bit scary.
So yeah, so it was kind of like under the threat of violence, she was coerced into doing this.
Fucking hell.
So at trial, she pleaded to the prosecutor and the judge that she was like kind of an innocent victim here,
Mm-hmm.
and the judge was like, "Go ahead and sing a little bit for us." And so she did in the trial. And the judge said that she sounded so much like Franklin that the audience had not been defrauded.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I wonder if she had a
Um,
career, like a singing career after that.
yeah, she did, actually, according to what I read. She even performed with Duke Ellington uh,
Mm. Wow.
somewhere. But then it said she eventually decided to quit music and just focus on her family and raising her children.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to look her up afterwards.
Vicki Jones.
Vicki Jones.
So that's just like a fun little aside. During this time, also, Aretha's just continuing to make music. She's working with Arista Records by now. She even performed in front of Queen Elizabeth at one point and had a cameo in
Damn.
the Blues Brothers. Sorry, what was that?
I just said, damn.
Yeah.
Singing
I
in
mean,
front
what
of
do you
Lizzie.
think? What do you think she thought? Do you think she was just like, "Oh, yes, that's very nice. Well
Oh,
done."
lovely. Yes, you've got a wonderful voice. Thank you. Thank you for coming to sing in front of me.
Yep.
Hello.
She achieved a gold record for the first time in 7 years with her album Jump to It, and in 1985 went platinum with her album Who's Zoomin' Who.
Ooh. So catchy.
That was, yeah, when I saw that, I was like, Zoom in. Was she like predicting Zoom? But she just wanted a younger sound to her music by
Right.
then.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I don't know these tracks either, but that album apparently had Freeway of Love and Another Night. You know those?
No, I don't know. There's so many songs that I
Yeah.
should listen to as a singer, but I just haven't. So,
I also think you probably could go through and listen to a lot of them and be like, "Oh yeah, I know this one and this one
yeah, probably
and this
actually.
one." But
Yeah.
people think of Respect when they think of her, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a few others, but
You
uh
make me feel like
yep.
a natural woman. That one.
And the morning I wake up,
Up. Di-di-di-di. And I'm good
Say a
on
little
my
prayer for
makeup.
you.
Yep.
Uh, so she also provided vocals for TV shows A Different World and Together, and then
Mm.
she ultimately recorded her third gospel out of blah 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 blah. Let me take a
Blip-bop-bop.
drink.
Me too.
Okay. She recorded her third gospel album at her late father's church, and he had a little bit of a crazy end of life situation. You want to hear
Mm-hmm.
about it?
Yep. Yes, I do.
So basically, he was shot twice in at point blank range in 1970. It was believed to be an attempted robbery situation in
Fucking
Detroit,
hell.
um, but he didn't die. He was in a coma for 5 years,
For 5 years?
and yeah,
Oh my God.
which if it was in 1970 and he was in a coma for 5 years and he died in 1984, that means he came out of the coma, right? But he was basically in home hospice care. He had 24-hour around the clock care
Bloody
after
hell.
that. Yeah.
Christ.
And ultimately died in 1984. I think it said he was like 69 years old. So when
Mm.
she recorded her third record at the church, it was, I think, maybe a year or so after he died. He also had a weird legacy.
Right.
Uh, or like despite his legacy as a minister and civil rights activist, it was also said that he knowingly preyed on his preteen congregants
Oh, God.
and actually fathered a child, Aretha's half sister, with a 12-year-old member of the church where he was a minister in 1940. So just before she was born.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Mm.
know.
Brilliant.
So I think she was very close to her family though. And I think she spent like the last couple decades of her life back in Detroit. That's where she primarily resided because, I think she considered that her home and that's where a lot of her family resided.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but she continued to perform, and in addition to her music, she was also considered a beloved entertainer and a treasured living symbol of the American spirit.
Oh, okay.
Whatever that means,
Yeah,
right?
whatever
I'm
that
not saying I
means.
disagree.
No,
Yeah,
fine, but I've just never heard that before.
me neither.
Yeah.
She was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2005 by George W. Bush.
Nice. Well done, Bushy.
Um, yeah, she performed at Bill Clinton's 1993 inaugural gala, and she also performed at Obama's
Yes, I
inauguration
remember
in
the Obama
2009.
one, yeah.
Yeah, she sang "My Country 'Tis of Thee" just like that. I'm basically Aretha.
I was gonna
So,
say you could impersonate her if you wanted.
yeah, yep, obviously. She also made a cover album called Aretha Franklin Sings the Great Diva Classics.
Oh, catchy title.
Yeah, and she did
Short,
"Rolling in the Deep" by
snappy.
Adele.
Did she?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out.
yep. Uh, by this time, this was in like 2014, and it was said that by this time she received every conceivable honor from her peers in the music world, in addition to 18 fucking Grammys.
Wow.
Remember
Fucking
when
lot,
like
innit?
Beyonce couldn't even get one?
Yeah.
I'm not laughing because
Oh,
it's funny. It's just like holy shit.
it's crazy,
She has
isn't
so
it?
many Grammys for a black woman. Yeah, not that they aren't earned, but I think it was
Typically.
Oscars. Yeah,
Mm,
there was the hashtag Oscars so white. I think there was
yeah.
probably some things to be said about the other award shows being pretty uh
Whitewashed.
white as well.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um blah blah blah. Okay. She began experiencing some health issues later in life, excuse me, and she gave her last performance in 2017 at the 15th annual Elton John's AIDS Foundation, and she
Mm.
ultimately died of pancreatic cancer at the age of 76 in 2018.
Oh, man.
Yeah. She got so skinny near the end too.
Did
Like I saw a
she?
picture of her. I think she actually like intentionally lost some weight, but just like
Mm,
I was startled when I saw that picture because it didn't even look like her.
wow. Didn't know that. Don't think I knew what she died from, actually.
I didn't either until I
No.
was looking into her. Um
God.
in 2021, Rolling Stone magazine released its list of 500 greatest songs of all time, and Respect was number one.
Nice. Well, it
Yeah.
is, I think, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Absolute banger.
Um, I'll just wrap on this quote. They basically said that the 1967 hit catalyzed rock and roll, gospel, and blues to create the model of soul music that artists still look to today. Just as important, the song's unapologetic demands resonated powerfully with civil rights movement and emergent feminist revolution, fitting for an artist who donated to the Black Panther Party and sang at the funeral of Martin Luther King Jr. And
Legend.
that's Aretha. Yeah,
What
truly.
a legend. Yeah. She is the best soul singer there ever has been, I think, and ever
Hmm.
will.
Yeah.
And yeah, as you said, I think it's having that troubled start to life, isn't it? That I think contributes to that inner soul voice. You can have a great voice, but if you've not got the
Hmm.
passion behind it, it's just not as good. I think she also had quite an abusive marriage as well with one of her husbands, who,
Maybe the one who's starting fights while she's trying to record.
yeah. So she got married twice. Her first husband was Ted White, who she married at the age of
Hmm.
18.
Oh, damn.
So she'd had probably like 4 kids, married by the
She
age
did.
of
I think
18.
she did have 4 kids. Yeah.
And that was a contentious marriage that was marred by domestic abuse. Um, and yeah, separated from him and married another guy and ended up being stepmother to his 3 children as well. So
Hmm.
big old family, big old responsibility, big old voice.
Hmm. Yeah.
Amazing.
Did you hear my stomach just now?
No.
Okay. It was really loud. I know we're having a moment of silence for Aretha, and my stomach's like.
Singing for Aretha.
Yeah, there we go. Anyway, I just was considering who I wanted to tell you about today,
Hmm.
and she was born on the 25th, which was only a few days ago, and you know, you're a really great singer, and I
Thanks.
thought it would just be good to talk about her.
Nice. Great choice. Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Thanks.
Well done.
Hmm. Thank
She
you.
certainly is a woman of glory, and thanks for your
Yes.
story.
Shall we do juicy asshole?
Yep. Am I the juicy asshole?
You know it is, baby. We're disgusting.
I know. Sorry, everyone, if you're eating and now thinking of juicy bumholes.
Hmm.
Okay. Would I be the asshole if I texted my husband's female best friend to see her reaction?
Oh, okay. A little bit of
Mm-hmm.
catfishing.
Yeah. Okay. My husband has this best friend from college time. I never had any issues with her until my wedding a month ago when my maid of honour overheard her snapping at another friend of theirs saying that she has him when she wants him, when the friend teased her that she had lost him and that he was the one who got away. I told my husband about
Hmm.
it a few days ago because I didn't want to ruin our honeymoon, but it was still in my head. But he denied anything happened between them. He was very calm when he said it, almost too calm. Anyway, I have no proof and I trust him. Until I used his phone when mine died. He was driving and I was making a playlist on his phone, and then I looked through his iMessages and he had no thread with her. And I mean, I know for a fact that they text, but there was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say anything about I didn't say anything, but last night I literally saw her name pop up amongst the texts. And when he went to bed, I looked and there were no texts. He is deleting them. Now, my question is, if I ask, he will deny it, and I need to know and I need proof. Will I be the asshole if I initiated a conversation with her acting like I'm my husband to see what's up? I need proof and peace of mind. Bum, bum, bum.
I think there's something to be said about the fact that she said, I'll ask him and he will deny it.
Mm.
And the way it was written, it's like she wouldn't believe it or she wouldn't be convinced. And I'm like, if that's how you feel,
Why are you
like I
marrying this
think that kind
dude,
of
man?
tells you, yeah, it kind of
Mm.
tells you what you need to know. Um, that being said, I don't think I don't know if asshole's the right word, but like like it's not great that you're kind of engaging in some subterfuge to figure out if your husband's like having this kind of illicit relationship with this woman. Um, but it's something that people do. Like I think people do it all the time, or read text messages, check phones, and it's kind of like you don't trust them.
Mm.
And if confronting him about it and just communicating about it isn't going to be good enough for you, then like I think that again, like you need to message this woman and pretend to be him? I think you already kind of have your answer. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Asshole feels like a weird thing to say, but I also very much want her to do it, and I want to know what the update is.
Okay, well, I've got an update for you.
Yay!
Yay. So she's updated. She said, "Hi, this is my update. He is cheating." I went through his deleted
Oh,
messages, but it was empty. So he had been deleting the deleted messages as well. I don't know if there's any further steps to find them. I don't know. I sent her WYD, what you doing? Because this is how he texts when he's bored. She said that she was in bed, and I said that he was in bed watching Succession. She asked if I was sleeping, and then it didn't take long before she started sexting in a way that made it really obvious that they've done it multiple times. I ended it quickly because honestly I felt nauseous and I didn't want to sext her. So I sent myself all the evidence. Tomorrow I will be moving back to my parents' place and start the divorce. I will not tell him why.
hmm.
Shit.
Like I said, like you clearly something wasn't sitting right with
She knew
you, and I
something
do
was
think
up.
there's something to be said about instincts, but I guess if she really needed that proof, she got it.
Hmm.
Oh baby, she got it.
Nice.
I don't know, what do you think?
Um, it's a shit situation for her to be in, for sure. I don't think she's an asshole because she
No one got
obviously
hurt. Well, I mean, people got hurt, but like
she didn't
she
hurt
didn't like
anyone by
catfish
doing
this
it.
woman.
No.
Yeah, to like get
Um,
nudes to post on the internet or something, right?
no.
So
But it's just, it's if you have to go through your partner's phone to read text messages, then there's no trust there anyway. And it's not really a good basis for a relationship. And you probably shouldn't have got married. But it's really fucking sad that they got married a month ago. It's already over. But at least she knows the truth and isn't going to go into a marriage with him any longer, I guess.
remind me, she said she overheard at the wedding this comment.
Hmm. It was her maid of honor who overheard this girl
Okay.
saying she has him when she wants him, which is a really
So they were
arrogant thing to
probably,
say, isn't it?
yeah, I guess that means they were like probably hooking up like while they're engaged and dating too.
Mm,
Um, but I mean, so she didn't have any idea until that,
doesn't
and her maid of
seem
honor
to,
told
no.
her, and then she waited throughout the honeymoon because she didn't want to like start a fight reasonably. And maybe she just wanted to sit on it for a bit, and then he he denied it really calmly, which I was kind of like, I I deny anything is going on between us.
Mm.
Like, I guess she expected him to get upset. I don't know. But
Yeah.
everything that happened after that moment just like kind of confirmed her suspicions,
Mm.
And I think I would have just, if I were in her shoes, I would have been like, I'm looking at his phone in the car or whatever. And it would have been like, Why do you delete your messages from your best friend?
Yeah.
And he would have been like, why are you looking at my phone? And I'll be like, well, I'm on your phone, but I just so happened to see that the person you were texting last night, you delete them. Why do you do that? And now I'm concerned because of what I heard that she said and your reaction, you know? And
Mm.
then depending on how he responds, I guess she needed the proof before she made a drastic decision, which I can respect.
Yeah, and maybe
And
it's,
yeah,
there's a possibility that he could have reacted in a way and potentially gaslighted her into thinking that she was
yeah,
crazy, and then
yeah.
she wouldn't have had an opportunity to investigate it any further and would
Mm-hmm.
just go on for weeks, months, years thinking that she's crazy.
Yeah. What do the comments say?
Um, well, everyone was just like, before I found the update, which is like, oh my god, like remind me to look back at this. This is so juicy. I really want to know what
Mm-hmm.
happens. No one's really commenting on who's the arsehole. Everyone's just enjoying the drama. So
Mm. All right, fair enough.
yeah, basically, I mean, there's nearly 10,000 comments, so I haven't gone through all of them.
Yeah, maybe like asshole probably isn't the right word, but even if we had to decide, I would say probably not the asshole. Like she's not going to tell him why, which is, I suppose we could probably debate about that, but like she's also not going to like be like, I looked at your phone, you're a cheat. Like she's just going to be like, we're done.
Mhm.
And so I don't know. I don't know if that's out of self-preservation. She doesn't want him to know what she did or her to know what she did, or if it's just like, it doesn't matter. I'm not looking to like air anybody's dirty laundry here, which I would say is, if
Mm.
that's the case, if that's motivation, then that is respectful and not the asshole then.
Yeah. Someone said, "You don't have to say anything. He'll know why." And she's
Yeah.
replied saying, "Exactly. I'll tell my family and friends though, because um, I don't want them to think I'm totally mental getting divorced after 5 weeks." Fair enough.
I just wasn't feeling it, so I'm done.
Yeah. I'm just not really vibing it, so changed my
Yeah. Yeah.
mind.
Mm. And that
Yeah.
is a juicy asshole.
That is a juicy asshole. Well, I'm sorry you found out your partner's G.
Yeah.
At least you found out now and not 10 years down the line
Yeah.
when you had kids or
With
something,
kids involved and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So,
Actually might be soon enough for it to be it
annulled.
depends on the state and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what all the rules are, but it could be that. So,
Yeah.
and then she could sue him for breach of contract.
Yeah. And for all the money they spent on the wedding. Ugh.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway, thanks for
shall we call it a day?
yeah. Let's. Says we've been recording for
I know
2 hours. That's not right.
it's only an hour and 3 minutes for me.
Oh, it says 2 hours and 3 minutes for me. It's getting very confused.
Interesting.
Mm.
I'll be curious to see what it has for that first hour for you.
Yeah. It's just me sitting here
Hmm.
going, I'm very hungover.
You just sat in there for a whole hour before we started. I've been in here for a whole hour before we started. We could have started much earlier.
Shit. Why didn't we communicate?
I don't know. We're bad at that.
Yeah, we're terrible. We only sit here for an hour every week and talk, but
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And then, we have our daily to every other day WhatsApp messages.
Chit chat.
Chit chat.
Chit
Before
chat.
the shit chat.
Yeah. The chit chat before the shit chat. Shit chat.
Woo.
Well,
Killing it.
getting it. Well, it's been
Killing
lovely
it.
conversing with you today.
You too.
I'm
I
going to
hope
go
you
and eat
feel
some food.
better and enjoy your day off tomorrow and the rest of your day today. And I'll see you next time.
See you next time on the line. You're very fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Write to us at TalkShitToUs@gmail.com. Find
Yeah.
us on YouTube,
Yeah.
Instagram,
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah.
You're the best hype woman. I appreciate that.
I'm contributing.
Yes, you are. TSYB pod, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Great.
Cool.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Let's go party. It's only 3 a.m. Yes.
Do you like to
I can't do it either. I
party?
could just do my wife.
My
I'll just be
wife.
Borat the whole time.
I think that's Kazakhstan, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
Mm.
you know, I went to public school, so.
Yeah. Don't blame me. All right, well, till next time. Your hoe bag?
Bye, ya slut.
Okay, we'll go with
I
that.
tried to think of something better. Your mother was a hamster and your father smells of elderberries.
Oh, what a burn.
Thank you.
All right, I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Tatty bye.